What is up, YouTube? I know you love that every time. Why are you laughing so hard? What's up, YouTube? So today I'm doing a little review, or a year review, of my Ford Fusion, 2017 Ford Fusion Titanium Energi. I've owned this car for a year and 2 months, so I figured I'd do a year review of my thoughts on the car, if I would buy it again, if I was going to buy a car, or what other options I would be looking at, and just little things and tad bits that I found out about the car over the year-long 12-14 months of owning the vehicle. So first I'm going to start off with, yes, I would buy this car. When this car goes bad, and it has a 7-year 100,000 mile warranty, when this thing gives up, actually I won't be able to buy another one because Ford's not making sedans anymore, but that's okay. But if they were, I would totally look into this car, buying it again. The next car I buy is totally going to be a plug-in hybrid or a fully electric vehicle. After you get the gas mileage savings with the Ford Fusion Energi and even a hybrid, there's no really going back. You know, I drive long distance every day to work, and that extra MPG really saves time and money, because one, you're not filling up all the time, so you don't have to worry about you know, when you need gas, because it goes 800 to 1400 miles on a tank of gas. And if I went back to a car that got 20 miles per gallon, I'm going to be filling up every week driving the long distance that I do to work. So like I said, I would totally buy one of these again, or another plug-in hybrid. I know Honda, that they just came out with a plug-in hybrid that goes 40 miles on plug-in range, and so the extended battery, and then goes into the hybrid. So that outdoes this by 20 miles. You know, technology is advancing every year, and you're going to see a lot more of the plug-in hybrids or fully electric concept vehicles. The other thing that I love about this car is that one thing that I didn't know is that, so even with the hybrid, the Ford Fusion hybrid or any hybrid, you don't have to get oil changes as much. It goes 10,000 miles before you need an oil change, which is another good thing, because driving long distance, you don't want to be getting an oil change every 3,000 for a turbocharged vehicle, or 5,000 for a regular vehicle, 5,000 miles. So you can go 10,000 miles before you have to get an oil change. And then the coolest thing is about the hybrid, the Ford hybrid and the Ford Fusion Energi, is that it doesn't have a transmission. It's I forget what it's called. It's like e-gear or something. But so you don't have to get transmission fluid changes, none of that stuff. It's just an oil change, and then I think it's 150,000 miles. There's just a fluid change that has to be done just under the owner's manual. So really, you can go 150,000 miles. So what is that? 15 oil changes, and the oil change is only $40. So that's like, you save so much money, not in gas. Well, one, in gas, because you're not filling up all the time, but two, you're not getting oil changes. You know, you have 2 times less oil changes, and sometimes 3 times if your car's going 3,000 miles for a turbocharged vehicle or a supercharged vehicle, because those have to get oil changes more. What else have I learned after the year ownership? In winter, the car, as I've talked about in another YouTube video, you can go ahead and look back into the channel where I do it, or reveal of things that people or dealerships don't tell you about these cars. That in winter you get significantly less MPG, miles per gallon, due to the fact that you have the heat on, and the winter or the cold weather or whatever drains the battery a lot more. It's not as efficient. Now, it's not like crazy. I still get like 60, 70 miles per gallon in the winter, but compared to in the summer, where I can get 80 to 100 depending on where I plug the vehicle in at. And really, I have put about 30,000 miles on this car. It has 34,000 miles, and I love everything about the car. The interior is great. It's super quiet, so it's super peaceful. Driving long distance, short distance, you know, you can just jam out. It has a great sound system. You know, I have really zero complaints about this car. I'm trying to think of one, and I really can't. I've been super pleased with this vehicle. I don't know why Ford is discontinuing the car line other than Mustangs and the C-Max and a crossover and trucks. But I really think Ford did a great job with this car and should continue to produce this car and expand on the technology that they have with this car. A lot of people don't know, but the Ford Fusion Energi, the Ford Fusion Energi, the hybrid technology and energy technology, is actually co-partnership with Toyota, the Toyota Prius. Ford and Toyota had a partnership where they developed the technology for the Prius, hybrid and plug-in. They did it all together, and then they got in this big argument and split the technology 50-50. So you'd be surprised with how much better this vehicle is than the Toyota Prius, but the Prius has a bigger name because they came out with their stuff before Ford did, and people know more about it. It's also a cheaper vehicle, so more people can afford it. But used prices on this car are great, and anyone looking, I had a guy ask me, would I recommend the Ford Fusion Hybrid or the Energi, over the Ford Fusion Hybrid? And I 100% yes, because if you have an outlet, all you have to do is plug in that little charger, the 120 volt, or if you have a 240 volt, 3 hours, your car is charged all the way. You get 25 extra miles, full electric. 120 volt takes 6 hours, and you get the 25 miles, full electric. And it just adds to your miles per gallon fuel efficiency. It increases it exponentially. So I really recommend this car. I've loved this car for the year, and I have no intentions on selling this car. What's up, guys? Sorry my battery died, so I'm picking up this video about the Ford Fusion, the year review, well, the 14-month review. The next day, sorry about that, it might be a little bit dark, but I just wanted to finish up this video and get it out to you guys. So, you know, all I've really have is good things to say about the Ford Fusion Energi. Ford Fusion in general, it's a great car. It's a great daily driver. I'd recommend it to anyone. Overnight, I thought about one thing that is a negative about the car, and would be a negative to any hybrid or, you know, electric vehicle. It's when you cruise above 65 miles per hour, you don't get as good gas mileage. I'm talking maybe a 10 or so mile per gallon. Yeah, 10 or so mile per gallon difference when you are cruising at speeds above 65 miles per hour. It actually shows on the dash. The Ford Fusion Energi and Ford Fusion Hybrid have this little driving coach that actually tells you, it gives you bars to say your acceleration. Here, I'll just show you guys. So here it is right here. It shows you your acceleration, braking, cruising, and so forth. When you're doing well, the acceleration, braking, cruising will be in the blue. When you're doing bad, like I am right now, going a little bit faster than normal, it doesn't get when you're in the yellow, as I am right now, it doesn't get as good gas mileage, but it's really nothing to complain about because I'm still getting really good gas mileage. I haven't charged the car since I filled it up, which I just filled it up not too many days ago. So I'm not getting the best gas mileage, but I'm still getting the hybrid gas mileage, which is really good, around 50 miles per gallon. But yeah, all I can say is when this car goes bad, I'll totally be buying another electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. You can't beat them. You know, the gas mileage and how quiet they are in the cabin, because there's no engine noise really. It's a great car, and with that, the battery being in the back and the engine in front, it gives it a really good equal weight distribution front to rear, so the car handles really nicely as well. Another negative is the acceleration of the vehicle isn't that good, but you can't really complain. It has a lot of torque, so you'll get up to speed. It's just not a race car by any means. But yeah, I love the Ford Fusion Energi. I don't know why Ford isn't producing the car after 2020, but they might have something up their sleeves, offering another just electric vehicle or so forth. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate the views, and if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave a comment below. I'll answer them for sure. And you can follow me on Instagram at Piggy Garage as well. I post a lot of pictures there. Thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate your time. I'll talk to you guys next video. See you guys.